Hey there, Lisa here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you'll join me in my love of crafting and DIYs and hit that subscribe button. My video today is part of the First Friday playlist, and the theme this month is craft room organization. This is hosted each month by Lisa at Our Gray House, as well as by Sarah at Jujubee DIY. And this month's guest host is Tammie at the Rusted Willow. All three ladies' channels, as well as the playlist, will be listed in my description box, so be sure to check it out. If you're watching this, you can probably relate to the horror story of craft organization. I am going from an on-the-go crafter trying to become a little bit more stationary, and so I'm taking a wall in our master bedroom. And so I had started and I had a craft desk. I turned a Rolltop into my craft station, and now I am adding a little computer desk and a shelf, and I'm totally taking over one wall and part of a closet. My goals were to create storage. I want aesthetic but visibility of my things, functionality, and finally I wanted to create some division between the bedroom portion and the craft section. So here's the big picture disaster. It's a disaster. So while you're enjoying the video of the things that we usually try to hide from people that I'm just showing you, I'm going to run through my goals and the things that you will get to see through this video. So I had the Rolltop already, but I went to Amazon and we put together a desk and a small shelf, and I basically have wall-to-wall furniture. The other storage solutions I'm going to use is some closet shelves we're going to build, an ottoman bench, hanging organization, which I don't end up using, but I'm going to show you, bins and baskets, and then a cubicle and the shelf. So since this room is going to be multi-purpose, it was important for me for it to be aesthetically pleasing, but I also like visibility when I'm looking at craft supplies. So to do this, I used a combination of clear bins, but behind closed doors, open bins inside the ottoman and drawers, and then making sure that the bins that were visible were decorative. Next, I needed functionality, and I did this by making a shelf on the bookcase a slider. Organization was the big one, and then quick mess hiding. And lastly, I wanted to create division between the two spaces with a decorative divider, a rug, and an ottoman is how I accomplished this. I want to apologize in advance for some of the video. Some of this is from quite some time ago and was an afterthought as I would get busy working on it, and then I was like, video that. So I will do my best to explain things as I go. I needed sturdy shelving, so we took this plywood that we had left over from another home improvement project, and I covered it with foam board. So I just cut foam board to fit, and my husband hung them up in the closet with some L brackets. And then I took the foam board and I cut it into pieces, and basically what I'm going to do is create like a sandwich that's going to sandwich the board and then cover it with contact paper. So I taped it together, then I covered it with contact paper, and then I am just going to slide it over the plywood. And basically this is just so that stuff slides easy, stuff gets stuck on plywood. So I've already got the bottom one placed, and so you just simply slide it on there. And then I did have to, on the top one, I did have to go and tape it. And so you'll see here what I did. I just ran a piece of duct tape, and I'm not too worried about how pretty it is in the closet, and then just taped it together so that the bottom flap didn't fall down. Then I sat down in the middle of a disaster to do a little bit of detail organization. So I just wanted to show you, I like to reuse things. These Pringles containers we had bought for lunches, and so I just washed them out and saved them. And I took my letters, my felt letters, my sticker letters, and my wooden letters, and put them in there. And I like them because the tops are visible through. And, you know, this is the mess that's going on when I'm sitting down doing some of the detail work. And of course, I had my little helper guy who had a great time sticking all of these into the big carpet. So, you know, I did get to stop and do this as well. Breaks are needed, I suppose. Here's just sort of a shot of where we're at and how it's looking. It's always chaos before it gets good. Here's another thing I did. I took these eyeballs and I color coordinated them. They just so happened to work out. And so these little bead containers work great for eyeballs as well. This is the divider that I purchased so that I could sort of divide the room a little bit visually, but still have light. And you just take these little chain things and put them together, and it is tedious and not super simple, and it takes forever, but I do think that they turn out really pretty. And here is a photo of it hanging. My daughter actually took that with me sitting behind it. And my flower wall is actually just a shoe hanger on the back of our bedroom door. A couple things I didn't end up using, but I thought might be helpful for some is a cubicle. If you split it with one of the cubicle things, or you could create a piece of cardboard, works really great for vinyl storage. Also, I didn't end up using this either, but these work really great for lighter storage. You'll see here that I at one point had the vinyl in it. The vinyl ends up in the top of my closet in a bin because it's what worked best for me, but it works really good in the shoe organizer that you hang in the closet. And then I had like material and other lighter stuff in the other one. All right, are you ready to see it all finished? So first off, here is a cubicle organizer that I laid down underneath my clothes in the closet for more storage. I have my sewing machine on it, my heat press, and then in the bins, I have materials and things that go with the heat press and the sewing machine. And then up here, I have my vinyl in a bin, and I have a heat press vinyl in that organizer, that scrapbook organizer. And then I have like gnome making and stuffing and yarn and looms up there. And then over here on my top shelf, I have like my bead bar. I've always wanted a bead bar. And so I started one. It's sort of crammed in the closet, but you know what? It is progress. And so I've got all of my beads and like my blocks and that sort of stuff all separated out. And I just love it because it's behind closed doors. Yet when I open the door, there it is. And then down here is all of like, I don't know, like my canvases, my picture frames, my that sort of stuff. I have in these bins beads and other things. That's the divider that I had hanging, and I took it down because we had some company with little kids. So, and then here on the bookshelf here, I took and made this, well, my husband took and made this a slider. We just took one of the shelves and made it a slider with the hardware. And that way I can slide out my Cricut so that I can use it right there, because you have to have room behind. And then the computer desk has, you know, my computer and my office type supplies in those small drawers. And then here is the craft desk where everything else is. In this basket, I keep things that I am working on. Here I have like paper towels, quick access stuff, baby wipes. Then underneath there, I keep like the tall like wall things that you get from the Dollar Tree because they don't fit anywhere else. And that is my filming light that I sort of rigged. It's actually a selfie light, but I made it so that it was overhead. And then underneath the desk, that thing I rolled away is a hanging file organizer, and that usually lives under the computer desk. But underneath the Rolltop desk, I have like my tissue paper and my napkins and scrapbooking supplies and a garbage can, and I keep my Walmart sacks for my garbage liners inside a tissue paper box. What I was showing you there is what I use for backdrops. It's just foam board, and eventually I'll do like a filming video, show you how I do all that on the cheap. Then behind me, when I'm sitting at the Rolltop, is this ottoman, and this is full of like all my wood storage and big rolls of like rope and macrame. I love opening this because it just smells so good. It just smells like wood, and it's amazing. But it's all in there. It's pretty packed, jam-packed, but I know what's in there. It's visible. I can open it and find it. And then we have the flower wall, which is a flower door, and I used shoe organizers to do that. And then I do have some flowers over here as well that didn't fit or were too long stemmed mostly. All right, so let's take a peek inside the Rolltop and how I store stuff in there. So I have all my squeeze bottle paints here. And then this is just, I started doing decorations. I actually don't have these quite the way I want them, but it's getting there. So these are like little paints. I have like my Chalk Couture stuff in there. Up here, I have some more acrylics, and I'm actually going to take and fasten these two boxes together and put a handle on it so that that's easy to get out. Then if you see there, I have some Waverly paints next to it. In the desk drawer, it's just miscellaneous. Top right drawer, you'll find my twine and floral stuff and miscellaneous. And then in the middle drawer, I've got paints, paintbrushes, some markers, glues, and that sort of thing. In the bottom drawer, I have ribbon, small things of rope, and then burlap. And then on the left-hand side, the top drawer, I have all my little like wooden cutouts, zip ties, easy access stuff that I use often. In the middle drawer, I have all of my stickers, letters, my coloring stuff. I have transfers, decorative transfers, and then my letter stickers, numbers, and then I have them all separated so that I can find them fairly easy. And then the bottom drawer is like my heat gun and my little iron and my glue gun. And then this little drawer has all of my markers, and the one on the other side has all of my paint markers. And that's it. That's my craft wall in the master bedroom. I love that I can just shut the roll top and hide the mess. The bookcase slider thing works out really great. The clear storage. The storage up above is just really handy. I love my little flower. I always wanted a flower wall. Instead, I got a flower door. So between half the closet and one wall of the bedroom, I have created a craft room. It is very jam-packed, but it is functional. It is organized. I can hide the mess and make it visually appealing. And there's just enough division to divide the spaces, but still let in light. I have two other craft videos that I have done now. One was from when I was on the go, and one was just moving into the roll top. And so I will link those in the description box. Don't forget that the hosts and co-hosts are linked in the description box, as well as the playlist full of all sorts of craft organization storage. If you liked this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. If you like the video, please consider hitting that red subscribe button if you have not done so already. If you already are a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. This has been such a fun journey for me. Thanks again for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Happy crafting, happy organizing.